time now for your Week 16 edition of the O'Hara Family and Friends Football Picks Recap. And after coming very close last week, your Week 16 winner is Kathy. Remember last week, Kathy tied Tom for first place, but lost on the tiebreaker. This week, she puts up a week high of 10 wins, but it still goes down to the tiebreaker, and this time she comes out on top, beating out Danny, who also had 10 wins. Kathy doesn't change positions in the overall standings, but she does narrow the gap between herself and fourth place Andy to just 2 wins, after trailing him by 6 wins last week. Following Kathy and Danny, we had 3 folks who turned in 9-win performances for the week. Jim, Beimer, and me. Beimer moved up 3 spots in the overall standings, back up to 7th place overall, and Jim even moved up 1 spot to 6th place. And congrats to Brady, who finally passed up Chad Brandt, who has not been picking for 10 weeks. Yay, Brady! Yay! In general, Week 16 was a rough week for most pickers, as most folks ended up with only 7 or 6 wins. But the week was especially rough for Mr. Aiden, as he only managed 2 wins and ended up in the basement for the week. But let's change gears and take a look at the race for the overall lead. We only have 1 more week to crown a champion, and things look pretty good for Kim. She stays in first place and widens her lead on Bob to a total of 2 wins. And Bob gets squeezed on the other side as well, as third place Chuck is now only 1 win behind Bob, and only 3 wins behind Kim. This final week could provide the conditions for any of these pickers to claim the season crown, as there are a lot of games which are hard to pick because of their playoff ramifications, but there's also a lot of games that are hard to pick because of the teams that have already locked up playoff spots. So there could be room to make big movements in the standings. Interestingly enough, if either Kim or Bob end up on top, neither of them have a weekly win so far. Moving on in the standings, Andy is 4th with 154 wins. He's probably out of the running for the overall champion, but he could move up into the top 3. After Andy is Kathy with 152 wins, and then Jim is in 6th place with 149 wins. Beimer is right behind Jim with 148 wins, and then tied for 8th with 147 wins are Megan, Katie, and Abby. Let's see if Katie can stay the only kid out of the group in the top 10. Good luck to everyone in the final week of the season. I can't wait to see how it all turns out. We'll see you next week.